Okay, we're going to step into the ring today to look at one of the world's oldest sports in a totally new way. Seriously, forget everything you think you know about sumo. We're about to uncover this cultural revolution that's making an ancient tradition one of the hottest tickets in town. You ready? Let's get into it. So, right off the bat, I've got a question for you. What in the world do Japanese pop idols and, 400-pound athletes have in common? It sounds like a total trick question, right? But the answer is actually changing the entire face of Japan's national sport. You guessed it, a massive fan base of young women. It's one of the biggest forces in sumo right now. This huge, passionate, and super dedicated community. They're bringing a whole new energy to the sport. And today, we are going to find out exactly how. All right, Section 1, Sumo's new superfans. First up, let's meet these new superfans who are totally reshaping the way sumo is seen and, yeah, celebrated. Okay, it's time for our first quiz. You're going to hear this term sujo a lot if you get into modern sumo. So any idea what it actually means? Nailed it. Sujo is basically a mashup of sumu and joshi, which is Japanese for girl. And trust me, we are not talking about some small niche group here. This whole movement just exploded around 2014, right when social media started giving fans a peek behind the curtain, into the wrestlers' real lives. It completely turned a sport that was kind of seen as being for older guys into this vibrant, totally modern fandom. And what's so cool is that the whole sujo thing is pretty much a playbook for any modern fandom. It all comes down to ashikatsu, which basically means you go all in for your favorite. First, you find your ashi, your chosen wrestler. Then you've got the merch, and I mean full-on pop idol style, with photo cards and acrylic stands. Fans will even travel to these special tours called jangyo just for a chance to get a handshake. And what holds it all together? Social media, of course. It's where they connect and get all that amazing content straight from the sumo stable. So, Section 2, more than just a match. We know who's watching, but now let's talk about what they're watching. Because the sumo tournament, it's so much more than just a fight. It's pure spectacle. All right, quiz number 2. If you go to a sumo tournament, the energy in the room is just buzzing way before the main event even starts. So why is that? What makes the pre-game show just as exciting as the big match? Okay, so the answer is all in the ritual. It all kicks off with the doyo iri. That's this amazing ring-entering ceremony where the wrestlers parade in these gorgeous silk aprons. Then you have the shiomaki, where they throw handfuls of salt to purify the ring. And then you get the shikiri. This is that intense, crouched stare down. It can go on for minutes, just building and building this incredible psychological tension right before, bam, the clash. And honestly, that's the real genius of sumo. With all this deep, complex tradition, the sport itself is so simple. You really don't even need a rule book. First wrestler to step out of the ring? Loses. First one to touch the ground with anything but their feet? Loses. That's it. It's pure, it's primal, and you can totally follow along from the very first match you ever watch. Okay, Section 3 is Meet the Superstars. So we've met the fans, we've seen the spectacle. Now let's talk about the guys at the center of it all. The wrestlers, or as they're called, the rikishi. So the real key to understanding why these wrestlers are so popular right now is this Japanese concept called gap mo. It's basically the charm you find in the contrast between two different sides of a person. Think about it. In the ring, on the doyo, they're like these intimidating gods of power. But then you go on YouTube and they're just relatable, funny, and honestly super kawaii or cute. This complete switch-up is a huge, huge part of their appeal. And this connection is only possible because fans now have this incredible behind-the-scenes access. The sumo stables, that's where the wrestlers live and train, they're opening their doors like never before. So many of them have official YouTube channels. You can watch their insane morning training sessions, and then the next video is them cooking up these giant meals of their famous chanko nabe stew. Channels like the one from the Nikiyama stable are getting millions of views from all over the world. It's totally changing how we see these athletes, showing us the real human side of these powerful figures. Section 4, How to Join the Fandom. Okay, so we've covered the fans, the ceremony, and the superstars. And at this point, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds amazing. How do I get in on this? Well, you're in luck because this last section is all for you. All right, our final quiz question, and this one is really just for you. Are you ready to find your Oshi? Ready to pick your favorite wrestler and jump into all this excitement? If the answer is yes, then here is your official sumo starter pack. Seriously, you can start right now. Just hop on over to the Japan Sumo Association's official English YouTube channel. If you want a crash course that's also got some amazing drama, you have to check out the show Sanctuary on Netflix. To find your fave, just start following a few stables on Instagram or X. Oh, and here's a pro tip. See if there's a local hero. Cheering for a wrestler from your hometown or country is such a great way to get started. And if you want to go for the ultimate experience, you can actually book tournament tickets right online, and they have full English support, which is awesome. So there you have it. Sumo is this incredible world of ancient tradition, but it's also more alive, more accessible, and more exciting than it has ever been. Which really just leaves one last question. Who are you going to be cheering for?